Hurricane Erin continues grinding up the East Coast, as well as our food prices grinding higher. Ground beef highest ever. Bear paw to the face. New taxes coming out of nowhere. Let's take a look at it. Got you here on the infrared. This one comes from Ryan Maue off of X. And infrared, you can clearly see where the eye wall is defined. Hurricane Erin, the dirty storm, still dragging unbelievably dust from Africa with it as it continues up the East Coast here. And off AccuWeather, here is the European model. Shows you right there on the eastern eye wall, coming in around what, 140, 150 miles an hour. That lighter purple at the very edge there. That is going to collapse on itself. Supposed to weaken as it moves north, but that's not what it's about. It's about the waves and the coastal erosion that this will bring. Here's your maximum wind gusts and wind speeds for you. Again, European model here. Miles per hour, no less. This will get through the 22nd, and you can see that track right in the middle, that really dark gray. That is the center or the eye of the storm passing offshore. It's going to come really close to the outer banks, not the actual eye, but the periphery winds of it and the waves. And a little bit better track for you. You can see as it goes past Nova Scotia, that thing's heading right over to the UK. Probably going to smash into Ireland first, I would imagine. A lot of tracks are taking it directly over Ireland from this point, and you can see how it's going to just circle through, and somewhere it's going to land in Europe a couple weeks from now. It's moving kind of slow, maximum speed right now at 160 miles per hour, almost. But again, as it gets over these cooler water, it's going to decrease in temperature. That'll knock out the energy in it, and wind speeds will also decline with that. That's the whole thing. They can tell you what will happen in 100 years, but follow a hurricane with a model with the most precise satellite technologies we have, they can't give you a definitive answer 2 weeks from now. But don't worry, 100 years from now, we know exactly what's going to happen. Pay your taxes. Precipitation. This one is how much rainfall is going to be coming down. And I thought it would be more on the coast, really, but you know, you're looking at around 7/10 to 1.5 inches, somewhere along there. And usually when it spins off the coast, it'll pull a bunch of moisture in a different direction with it as it transits. But you notice that's going to continue up toward New York, Boston, up in Massachusetts there, and then off to the Maritimes of Canada. And it will spin across the ocean. Now, somebody inverted this and then mirrored it. So what does it look like to you, this storm? I'm sure we could do this with almost every storm. You can invert and mirror things. They take on different geometrical shapes. I encourage you to do the exact same thing with Egyptian hieroglyphs and see what other types of machinery have been encoded. You're only seeing one half of the visual spectrum. But that's a video for a different time and a different day, which I did years ago, if you can dig that on the playlist. But this is all about the waves. Remember, the waves are going to be destructive. Coastal erosion is the main thing. It's not so much about the hurricane itself, the winds destroying buildings. It's about the waves that are about to pummel the coast and are ongoing at the moment. Now, it's a gradual slope in. It's not like Hawaii where it just rocks up, or Tahiti where it just boom and right on the reef and dumps. This is sand coming off the shelf way out offshore. So, 20, 30 foot, 40 foot face waves, they're going to start cresting far offshore before they ever get anywhere close. But the continual running up of water is where we get the erosion. So 50-foot waves is what you're looking at in height. A recent clinical trial found that participants using just 10 grams of collagen a day for 8 weeks saw up to a 20% increase in skin hydration and a 17% improvement in elasticity while visibly reducing their wrinkle depth. If you're aiming to boost skin health, collagen is a must-have, but typical collagen supplements found on store shelves don't always do the job. This is why I use this special blend of collagen. It provides my skin with 5 types of premium collagen it needs to reduce wrinkles, providing smoother skin, more elasticity, fewer lines, and a more youthful glow. Plus, it mixes smoothly with my morning coffee or tea. Make sure to grab a bag while it's still 51% off only at healthwithadapt2030.com. Plus, you'll also get the free ebook titled The 14 Foods for Amazing Skin. A 60-day satisfaction guarantee, free shipping with your order. Once again, that website is healthwithadapt2030.com. or click on that link in the description box below. Light purple in the center there, you get that surrounded bullseye of the different purples. That's significant wave heights. And as it moves, you get really close into the Outer Banks there. So how does that, move sand is a better term. And how's this going to move water? And I would absolutely say stay out of the water during this time. The currents are going to be just ferocious. You would need jet skis to get around in these currents. This is no joke here. The way this thing is pushing north across and up the entire coast, you're going to see things with water and like tugging of water, movements of water that really just are rarely seen. So be extremely cautious. You might think it's just, a little wave out there. You just get sucked right under and away you go. And unless you're an expert swimmer, even expert swimmers would have difficulty in this type of unusual water pattern with the waves and the pulling and the rip currents. And just be careful out there. This is no joke with these waves like this. If you ever surfed and you talk to a surfer, they'll know exactly what you're talking about on this kind of movement up the coast. And then you can see where the waves start to really get very big as they're sandwiched up into Nova Scotia and the Maritimes. They're going to get some massive pounding up there because that is going to make its way in. It gets a little bit deeper there than it does down in the shelves off of South Carolina, North Carolina. Once it gets in a little bit deeper water, it can go right up to the edge of Greenland, right up to the edge of Iceland. Whoa, they're going to get some massive waves right on shore there. So watch for that. And this is off ABC here. I screen grabbed this. Bermuda seems to be out of harm's way, is no stranger to hurricanes, as the fleets of old, from the Dutch to the Spanish to the British, would know, taking their treasure cargoes, wrecked on the reefs in Bermuda quite often. 28-foot waves. These are the wave height that will crest on the beaches here. So even just a sliver offshore, you're already getting into 28 feet. That's pretty big. Cape Hatteras, 15 plus foot waves. It's great to watch the waves get out, the negative ions crash, an amazing energy boost, but just get far enough off the beach so you can see it. Because there's going to be some waves that are outside, not rogue waves, but some that are far higher than the regular height. And if you're in the wrong place, that thing will just come in and sweep you out. So it might be standard 15 foot, and then a 25-foot one will come in there. Like outside set is going to come rolling in. You'll get a couple big ones like that every so often. And if you're not prepared and you're just chilling and drinking some wine, watching the big waves, and a 25-footer comes in and y'all are at the water height where it's 20 foot, you're going to have a problem. So be extremely, extremely cautious around the coast at this time. And as we progress through Thursday, you can see how the waves are moving. This is Atlantic City. It'll be up to Nantucket pretty soon. Virginia Beach and Hatteras, again, going to get pounded here. Coastal erosion. Those homes that are on stilts are going to be struggling to stay, I guess, I wouldn't even say afloat, but to stay anchored where they are, because it's not so much about the sand moving in and out at this time. It's just the whole entire sandbars and entire new beaches are going to be formed, and entire areas of sand are going to be swept away. Treasure hunters are all over this. I was watching some people talking about, they can't wait for these waves, because the way this particular pattern is moving, it's going to move an enormous amount of sand. And people are out there treasure hunting. A lot of times things will be uncovered during this time and other things will be buried. So if you're going to be doing any kind of metal detecting, apparently this is, I don't, but apparently this is the once in a lifetime opportunity of sand dispersal to do treasure hunting on some of these beaches. So take it for what it's worth. I thought it was really interesting. I thought I would share there. And as we go up toward to New York, the waves will, and the taxes also. Thanks, New York. New York bill proposes a 0.2% tax on digital asset transactions. It's not about when you buy it or sell it. That's already a capital gain. They're just saying, if you do anything with it, if I send it to you because I said, hey, I like you, I want to send you some money, 0.2%. Now it's going to start with this, but as with everything, they're just going to keep rolling it up. Digital asset transactions. And that includes everything, even sending. So here was this whole thing where we could get outside the financial system, and then New York wanted to take a part of it. So if you send tether from one person to another, not buying or selling, you're just sending tether. If you're in the state of New York and that's where you're domiciled, 0.2% to receive or send. That's ridiculous. So people are always asking, give us a little value, some information on these videos. Okay, here's some plants that keep insects and bugs away. So we got rosemary here, keeps fleas and ticks away. We got plants that keep bugs away, spiders, mosquitoes. Peppermint's a goodie. Any kind of the mint plant, I'll attest to that. We have mint in our back down by the deck, and a lot less critters this year. And we got catnip. We don't grow it, but lavender, basil, marigold. I can say the marigold also is really good for just keeping insects away in general. But I wonder if they have a plant that keeps greedy politicians who continually want to tax you away. I wonder if we mixed rosemary, peppermint, catnip, lavender, basil, and then some garlic. Perhaps we could come up with a concoction to keep the greedy politicians from raiding our pockets. I don't know. Leave a comment in the below to see what kind of concoction could keep these vampires away from us from more taxation. Hey, wasn't the Boston Tea Party fought over 2%? I do believe it was. Here, they're 1/10 of that, try to get just a transaction that was supposed to break us out of control of the physical system that we're in now. Like I said, it's bare paw to the face. Pack. In a grid down or disrupted situations, are you thinking about dental health? Dental Solutions, alphavedic.com/adapt. Take a look at what they have over there for holistic dental kits. And also Thursday night, 10 p.m. to midnight, Ransom Godwin and myself on Rumble, Civilization Cycle Live, 2 hours at a time, talking about the same issues, trying to give you some information how you can protect your families as we move through these changes. I do appreciate watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Please smash that subscribe button, hit the bell, because without the bell, they don't give you any notifications. YouTube's being none too kind of this information about changing realities around us and how to work together to find solutions. So I'll see you next video. Oh, please share with your friends and family. Bye for now.